Hello, hello, Aries. Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your bonus eclipse reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. Aries, you are coming in hot. You have Aries showing up twice here with Libran energy. So this is your month. Quite literally, we kick off the astrological New Year's in your sign. We have eclipse energy. We have a few planets going retrograde, specifically Mercury and Venus. And then, of course, we have this eclipse gateway, which is what we'll focus on. And here you are again, the Emperor. So I definitely feel like this is a huge transformational month for you. And we're going to take a look at what is going on here in your world. Now, we do have the new moon solar eclipse in Aries on the 29th of March, which brings in a fiery new beginning where there are themes around independence, around courage and personal power. So this month really teaches us to take risks and embrace our truth, our own authenticity. Now you have here full moon in Aries, and it says cool your emotions. This is interesting because I'm hearing this song by Five Finger Death Punch, Jekyll and Hyde. So it may feel at times in the month of March where your emotions are all over the place, maybe some deep, intense highs and some lows. You may even be witnessing other people feeling a little bit like that Jekyll and Hyde energy, a little bit of back and forth. Now, because we have Venus going retrograde and we have Mercury retrograding mid-month, this is a really good time to reflect instead of respond impulsively to other people's behaviors or even to our own emotions. So don't let those emotions get the best of you. Work with them this month because there's a lot of truth being revealed. Things are becoming more illuminated for you in order to really release and realign. So cool those emotions, Aries. And if you're dealing with other people who are feeling, hot and heavy and heated, try to reflect or take a step back before you react. Now we have here working through your feelings. So again, we have your sign, Aries, and there's an emphasis here on emotions, which is interesting because you have the King of Cups showing up here. And this is a karmic cycle that's closing. There's some sort of emotional part of your human experience that is closing out. Now, also, one of these eclipses, specifically the one in your sign, is part of a 3-series eclipse along the Aries and Libra axis that happened, I believe, in 2023, if I recall correctly. So for some of you, you're closing out a cycle that has been ongoing for maybe the last 3 years. And we're going to look here and see what is that cycle that's completing and what new energy is coming in. Because we have working through those feelings, because you may feel quite intense as you are releasing some of the things that have been throwing you off key, right? Off balance. And we're going to also explore those areas that are out of alignment that could use a little more harmony. And that's where we roll into Libra. Now, you could have Libran placements. You may be dealing with a Libra, but this is also embodying Libran's energy, which is your opposite on the astrological wheel. And it says here, keep your heart open. And that's also the King of Cups showing up here for you. You have another cup card. You have the Four of Cups. Okay, beautiful. So you have here heart energy, and because Venus is retrograding, Venus also rules Libra. So you're really reflecting on emotional experiences that you've gone through. This could also be relationships that you've been in or are currently involved in, or partnerships, but it's also about the relationship you have with yourself. So this is really a month to go within and take care of yourself and to explore some of the emotions that are showing up here in your world. And cut yourself some slack. If some days you are feeling like Jekyll and Hyde, work on balancing and transmuting that energy, like alchemizing it into something that is beneficial for your growth. You also have Virgo. Now we have a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo, and it says it right here, full moon in Virgo. Now this takes place on the 14th of March, and this is a time of closing, closing out cycles. It says here, take inspired action. And I feel like that action is to release any outdated habits, patterns, or limitations, specifically around perfectionism and even control. Now, Virgo is also collectively in the South Node for the next year and a half, and it can be about taking action towards things that do hold us back, right? Whatever those outdated beliefs are for you, Aries, whatever habits have been contributing to maybe stagnancy or causing you to feel a little bit stuck on your journey, or patterns that you have outgrown. You're maneuvering here into a new cycle, and I feel like this new cycle is a really blessed, rich, and rewarding one coming in for you. All right, so let's take a look at what is being illuminated, right? What truth is being revealed for you this month? You have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is some sort of burdensome situation that maybe you've gone through. It could certainly be with your family. It could be around your stability, your home, or your soul tribe, maybe even a marriage for some of you. Now, when this is showing up as the illumination, it feels like some of you may be reflecting on how you receive support or how you give it. It can also be around cooperation, like are other people cooperating with me? Am I cooperating with them? Is there harmony in the home or in the family or in, my career? Or does something need to shift here? Is there a new perspective that needs to be, had? Or do I need to release or eliminate this relationship because it's no longer serving me? In fact, it's holding me back for my happiness and my joy. So whatever the Four of Wands is bringing up for you, which is a big truth, and sometimes eclipse energies can bring in uncomfortable truths, I feel like this will help you release and realign. Because it says here, time for celebration, abundant rewards for your hard work. So for some of you, this is a call to action when it comes to working on your family dynamics, like putting more time or energy into your stability, or, cooperating with others in some way, or even, setting a firm foundation for yourself, whether it's, with your family as well, because the Four of Wands does represent our tribe. But if you are surrounding yourself with people who are bringing you down and you've done everything you can for them, you may be releasing yourself from that burdensome situation. If they're not meeting you at the same, energy, if they're not on the same page as you, this is the month of reevaluating, is this still meant for you? Do you still want to contribute to this community, this tribe, this marriage, or this foundational system? Or has it been broken? And are you hanging on for the sake of hanging on? So expect some sort of truth around your foundation to be revealed. Now, what needs to be released? Four of Cups. This is about This is about frustration, boredom, impatience. It can be emotional stagnation that even causes us to become depressed or even self-absorbed. We shut down. We don't open up. And the Four of Cups is saying, is there maybe a stubborn or even too independent? Sometimes we can become so independent where we don't ask anyone for help, right? Because we feel, we have a belief deep down that nobody's going to be there to help us anyway. Therefore, I'm not even going to ask. So there may be some outdated beliefs around independence or habits or patterns that have to do with control or living in the past in some way. The Four of Cups, though, is a turning point. You are releasing something that has caused you to feel, because this is a cup energy, causing you to feel stagnant, causing you to feel frustrated or bored or, again, impatient. You've been focused on the past, and this is a time to release something that has worked for you maybe in the past, or maybe it's been a defense mechanism that you learned in the past, but it doesn't belong where you are going. Because the Four of Raphael here, Four of Cups, says, seek out other possibilities. Look for the magic in life and be aware of your own emotions. And because we have cooling those emotions, some of you may feel angry. You may feel fired up. You may feel heated. You may feel, a plethora of different emotions. Allow yourself to feel them, right? But remember, they're like waves. And you can see in the background of the Four of Cups, there is a wave that crashed to the shore, but eventually that dissipates. And what you are left with is listening, because you also see that this girl, she has the conch shells. She has the seashells here in front of her. And oftentimes, I know what I do when I have a seashell, especially one of the big conch seashells, is we put them up to our ears, right? We listen. There's a sense of peace. There's a sense of intuition and, intuitive wisdom, but also knowing that you're not alone. Look at Archangel Raphael in the background there. Now, she can't see him because she is focused here on maybe what's been consuming her emotionally. But I feel like this is a time for you to listen to your inner wisdom. Archangel Raphael is helping you heal through some patterns or beliefs or conditioning that you have formed when you were going through maybe some pain or abandonment or isolation even. So working through these emotions, as this Aries energy mentions in the beginning, but also about you asking Archangel Raphael, which is the angel of healing, right? He's the healer, asking for a healed heart, asking to heal or mend a situation that has been difficult or challenging. So let's look at where you are being called to find balance. What area is out of alignment? We have the Emperor, right? This is your energy, Aries. So there's something within your energy that is being called to embrace stability, because you have stability and efficiency here, taking charge of a situation. This is about ambitious plans. So some of you are holding back, right? Because of the Four of Cups. Emotional stagnancy. Maybe you didn't have the vitality to move forward. Perhaps you were telling a story of, I have to stay in this marriage because this is all I know, or I've been with this individual for 20 years. For others of you, it's been, a job that you may have been emotionally attached to, but at the same time, it didn't bring you the happiness that you truly seeked because it was something of the past that you had outgrown. And what you are being called now to realign and bring more harmony to has to do with your personal power, right? Reclaiming your power. So I challenge you at this time, Aries, to ask what empowers me and what disempowers me. And what do I need to do to make these changes now that something is really being revealed? Meaning you cannot shove it to the side. You cannot avoid it, deny it, or pretend it doesn't exist, because it's coming up, because your happiness, your livelihood, and your vitality depend upon it. right? The Emperor is taking charge, right? You are someone who is ambitious. You are someone who is a natural born leader. And I feel like this is the time. This is the time to have the courage to face something head on, whatever that may be for you. Because the courage here, I'm getting the strength, I'm getting Leo's energy of overcoming difficulties and facing some fears, but also having the self-control instead of feeling out of control. And that may be what you are realigning. Again, self-control versus feeling out of control. So the Emperor, big, big energy showing up. I can't believe how much you are showing up in this reading. I mean, I can because it is your season, but this is the time for you to focus on what's important to you and really reprioritize. Oftentimes retrogrades can bring in, I always say, all of the REs, right? Release, realign, replenish, reorganize, revamp, rejuvenate, all of the REs. This is the perfect month to reconsider, is my life on track? Am I moving forward in a direction that is conducive to my spiritual growth and my mission here on earth? That's what you're asking yourself. And if it's not, here you are, big, bold, and fiery, taking the reins, taking the lead, and charging ahead with not just intellect, because the Emperor is very, very educated, very smart, very knowledgeable, but you're charging ahead with wisdom. You have some experience under your belt. And even if it feels scary, putting yourself out there in some way and maybe even venturing off in a new direction, you're not alone. You have angelic energy here behind you, but you've earned this throne. You've earned this place of, stability or peace. Some of you are moving. This may have to do with like a move, entering into a new home for some of you, maybe buying or selling, but it could also be restructuring some foundations around family or what family means to you. Now let's look at what karmic cycle is closing. King of Cups. Okay. Something that you were all in at one point. Okay. You were all in at one point. This could be a relationship. It could be something that you had invested your heart and soul into, right? But this cycle of your life has completed. It is safe to trust. Your trust was severed. Your trust was broken. Maybe the trust that you had within your own self or within another, or even your trust in the divine. When the King of Cups shows up, this is about you learning lessons around compassion and generosity and, honor and integrity. And it says here, refine. So there's the RE coming in where you are much more refined now. You are that much more intelligent, you are that much more lovable, right? You are that much more worthy than ever before, because those experiences that you've gone through here, Aries, have created this incredibly profound version of yourself. And I want you to give yourself a hug today. I want you to wrap your arms around you and love up on yourself. Tell yourself how lovable you are and how much you've gone through. You've made it this far, and I feel like you are proudly entering into a new cycle. And we're going to take a look at what that is here because it's big. I actually see a major arcana ahead. But it says here, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once and following your creative passions. So for some of you, you may have put a little bit of a wall around your own creativity, around your own passion, or around your own heart. And I feel like you are embracing something quite beautiful because you're also letting go of beliefs around maybe drama, okay? Or feeling like drama was attached to love in some way or around your support system. And it feels like you've you've been through some drama here, and I feel like you're also getting in touch more with your emotions than maybe you ever have. And it may scare you sometimes where you're like, what's happening? Am I Jekyll today? Am I Hyde today? But I feel like you are rebalancing out your emotional cycles here. And I feel like you've gone through something intense and you're closing it out, but you've also, completed a massive lesson, spiritual lesson at that, and you're ready to grow and evolve into the next phase of your life. So what new energy is entering? You have the devil. Now, the devil here is about release, right? Releasing yourself from that which holds you back, which we see as a common theme. So you may be saying, well, Mel, I don't know if I want to enter into an energetic cycle where the devil is with me. Well, you're not. That's what this is all about. You are releasing whatever is holding you back. You're detoxing. This next part of your life is detoxification. So really taking a look at unhealthy things. And I feel like this next part of your life, you're not taking them with you. So you could be getting fit. You could be exercising more. You could be cutting out certain foods or sugars. You may be eliminating toxic patterns or relationships that have held you back in some way. Unnecessary worries that were based on a lack of self-confidence. So I'm going to tell you here, the new energy that you are entering into feels a lot more confident because you are embracing your personal power. I mean, you're showing up right here, the Emperor. Remember, this is where you are being called to find balance. You're realigning what empowerment means for you. And so there's decisions. So you have some decisions as you enter into this new energy. This eclipse gateway is huge for you. Now, some people choose to hang on, right? To hang on past the expiration date, and they can stay in the same energy. But usually and typically when that happens, a tower moment will come in, right? The tower moment will come in and kind of break things apart. And I feel like you are kind of getting ahead of that now. If the tower has already happened for some of you, this is about you fully releasing that energy and making healthier choices ahead because you've learned. And some of you, you've had to learn the hard way. But I also see here you stepping more into a liberation, if you will. I mean, look at the cage. The cage is open and all of these beautiful doves are flying out because the door of the cage is open, and I'm getting like a beautiful uncaging taking place. That is the new energy that is entering your world. So if you felt stuck health-wise, if you felt stuck in your relationships, if you felt stuck in your career, whatever area, some of you may have felt stuck spiritually, disconnected from your spiritual gifts or your path or your purpose. Something is uncaging here for you, and it also has to do with you embracing and keeping your heart open, not closing down or keeping it closed. Some of you may not even realize, because this may have been on a deeper unconscious level, that you may have shut your heart off towards inviting in a new experience. Not anymore. That's why you are making a choice here. Decisions, right? With this devil energy, you're going to make decisions that liberate you. That's where you're headed. Let's look here at what new energy is coming in. Look at you, High Priestess. This is about you connecting first and foremost with the most important relationship you will ever have, is the one with your higher self, your divine self, which, remember, the universe, spirit, God, goddess, that is all a part of you. And so when you fully connect with the High Priestess within you, that is a game changer. That means you can ride any wave that shows up here on this earthly realm, right? You can ride any experience that happens for you, right? Not to you, not because you're a victim, not because you deserve something bad or negative, but because this is happening for your growth, for your evolution. Psychic, powerful insights are coming through, right? What new energy is entering? Some of you are embracing your spiritual gifts in a level that you've never experienced in this lifetime as of yet, right? So this is really intense. You could be opening up your gifts of clairvoyance. Some of you, a lot of you are healers. A lot of you are stepping into your full purpose, and you're realizing that your identity is not attached to your job. Your identity is not attached to your career or what it is that you do, or even the roles that you play, such as mother or father or friend or lover, right? Those are aspects of our human experience, but it is not your whole identity. This high priestess reminds you of that. And it says here, reflection and meditation that provides valuable information. And then it says, be at peace. And remember, the new energy entering in is the peace doves. So you have some decisions to make in the future. That's what this eclipse gateway is bringing about for you, Aries. Wow, this is huge. Now let's look at what guidance does the universe have for you? A final spirit message. You have the Two of Pentacles. Well, there is your balance energy here. It's important to have balance, working multiple jobs or projects at once. Now, the message here from your spirit guides, from your higher self, is make work fun, make life fun. Embrace relationships with a sense of laughter, with a sense of joy, with a sense of magic. We as humans complicate the hell out of things. We add on an extra layer of challenge that is unnecessary. And it says it even in your cards, right? Unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. So I feel like you are being called here to find balance, right? If you feel like there's been such a strong emphasis in a certain area, rein it in a bit, balance it out, right? And realign it. Because remember, the Emperor, this is where you are called to find balance. So this is something within yourself. It's not another person. It's not your job. It's not, the external out here. This is something within you that you are being called to balance up and to have fun while you're doing it. Okay, have fun while you are doing it. And then lastly here we have the winter pine and we have the giant sequoia. And this reminds us of new life. As winter rolls into spring, here in the northern hemisphere, we have the spring equinox on the 20th of March. In the southern hemisphere, autumn equinox. So this is a seasonal change. And it says here, peace. Again, 3 cards with the word peace. Fertility, this is birth, new life, sacredness. Be proud of how far you have come. I just said that here, right? Be proud of how far you have come on your journey, because believe it or not, your higher self, your divine soul self, that high priestess in you is very, very proud of how you've handled things, not just the external accomplishments that we tend to look immediately at, like I've accomplished this, or I have this, or I have that. Yeah, that can amount to something, but so oftentimes we forget that internally we have accomplished so much. We have grown and we have thrived. That's the divine feminine. So maybe that's what you're balancing out here. This is the masculine principle here with the Emperor, right? The divine masculine within us. And you may be balancing it out by embracing the divine feminine more, receiving help, receiving love, receiving opportunities to grow and saying yes to them, instead of focusing on what you've endured in the past. And maybe that was lack of help. That was lack of love, lack of support. This is a turning of the wheel here for you. And lastly, we have the giant sequoia. This is wisdom, transformation, messengers, and knowledge. Nature has a message for you. Go out and listen. And earlier I mentioned that beautiful conch shell, right? Putting it up to our ears and listening. What do we listen to, right? We listen to the waves, the peace, the magic of being in the moment. So there's also a reminder here for you to stay present, and to connect to nature, because nature is a healer of the souls. So I definitely feel like there's a message for you, and your intuitive knowledge, right? That's why you have knowledge, is bringing you news of this transformation that you are currently undergoing. And remember what I've said a couple of times now is you have the wisdom, right? The wisdom to know the difference. Right? It sums it up to the serenity prayer. God, grant me the wisdom to know the difference, to accept the things I cannot change. And I feel like that's also part of the control piece. It's part of Virgo's energy showing up, where you are releasing things that are out of your control. And now you do have the wisdom to know the difference here. And I feel like that in itself is transformational. So get ready here. You are taking inspired action, right? There you are. You are shifting vibrational frequencies here, and you're letting go of something that may have been very much impactful on your soul's journey in this human experience of yours, but keep your heart open, because the best is yet to come. That is what I have for you, Aries. If you like the message, please hit that thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And if you haven't joined the Soul Saturday sessions, where I show up face to face and deliver beautiful channeled messages for you, as well as global predictions, stay tuned. I'll also link that playlist here at the end of the video. And I'm sending all of you Aries out there lots of love.